This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now, details that make the headlines in sports. Okay, here's Steve. Thank you. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to Sports Final. You're hearing Game 2 of the Doubleheader in the background. That's good. How do we do this one? Oh, yeah. We gotta get the big guy. Where's the big guy? Big guy's right there.
1-1.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's get right down to it, shall we? Let's get right down to it. Thank you, by the way, to Harry and all the crew here tonight. We're going to try to give you an hour. Or 45 minutes, depending on what comes first. Big day in sports, because we are definitely going to be looking at. We're definitely going to be taking a look at everything that we can. So, oops. Let's get with it, get to it. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. We made a little thing that we like to call boom. Okay. Alrighty. Boom. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, okay, let's get to it. Let's give you the scores from sort of a mild day in sports. And a reminder, all of our sports scores presented on behalf of the folks at William Hill Sportsbook, who remind you to let's make it interesting, but let's do it responsibly. Yes, responsibly. So we make that a good promise. And I'm trying to get it. There we go. All right, let's get to the games that are just in the midst of conclusion. Top of the sixth inning, it is New York Yankees over Los Angeles Angels by a score of 7-4. 7-7-1 for the Yanks, 4-5-0 for the Angels. Bottom of the ninth, the Miami Marlins over the Philadelphia Phillies, 11-6, 11-18-0 for the Marlins, 6-8-2. And the end of six, it's Boston Red Sox over the Kansas City Royals, 5-7-0 for the Sox, 2-8-0 for the Royals. In the bottom of the ninth inning, we're going to call this one a close ender. Baltimore Orioles about to take the Houston Astros down and out. They lead 5-2, 5-8-0 for the Orioles, 2-5-0 for the Astros. Top of the ninth, we're going to call this one already. Top of the ninth inning, Chicago White Sox have just pasted the Minnesota Twins 13-12-0 for the White Sox, 3-4-0 for the Twins. Let's give you all the roll around that we can. Bottom of the seventh inning, the Oakland Athletics the Oakland Athletics lead the Texas Rangers 3-0, 3-4-0 for the Athletics, 0-3-0 for the Rangers. The end of four, it's in the twilight. We're only going 7 innings, doubleheader. Detroit Tigers lead the Cleveland Indians by a score of 3-1 for the Tigers, 3-4-1 for the Indians, 1-3-0. Final scores: the St. Louis Cardinals over the let's try again. St. Louis Cardinals over the Arizona Diamondbacks, 7-4, 7-12-1 for the Cards, 4-6-2 for the Diamondbacks. Kim gets the win for the Cardinals. His record goes to 2-5. Smith gets the loss for the Diamondbacks. His record goes to 1-4, and Reyes gets his 20th save. O'Neill from St. Louis, a left fielder, 3 for 4, 3 runs, 2 doubles, and an RBI. And for their pitcher, Kim, who started it out, got 5 full, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, got 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Milwaukee Brewers just stomped some mud on the Chicago Cubs, 15-7, 15-12-1 for the Brews, 7-8-1 for the Cubs. Richards gets win for the Brews. He's 3-0. Brothers should separate right now. He only got 2-1, 2 wins, 1 loss. Adams from Milwaukee, the shortstop, went 1 for 3. 3 runs, a homer, 4 ribs, and 2 walks. Reyes for Milwaukee, third baseman, 4 for 5, 3 runs, 2 homers, double, and 4 runs batted in. Colorado Rockies beat the Pittsburgh Pirates by a score of 6-2, 6-12-0 for the Rocks, 2-5-1 for the Pirates. Gray, the winner for the Rockies, he's 5-6. Cole, the loser for the Pirates, he's 2-5. Gray pitched 6 full, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, got 5 strikeouts and 4 walks. Reynolds for Pittsburgh, their center fielder, went 2 for 2, run, a homer, a rib, and 2 walks. Nationals spanked the Tampa Bay Rays 15-6, 15-18-2 for the Nationals, 6-10-0 for the Rays. Luster got the win. He's 2-3. Sheriff. Yeah, that's right. That little Sheriff got in town. He got the lash for the Rays. He's 0-1. Turner for Washington, the shortstop, went 4 for 4. Got 4 runs, a homer, a double, a triple, and a rib. Soto, Washington right fielder, 3 for 5, 3 runs, 2 ribs, and a walk. In the first game of the big old double dip that only goes 7 innings under rules, and I love the rules. Tigers walloped the Indians 9-4. What a way to make somewhat of a living. 9-15-0 for the Tigers, 4-5-0 for the Indians. Funkhauser, he got the funk. Oh, he got the funk. Oh, Funkhauser got the win, 2-0. Shaw got the loss, he's 2-3. Bradley, the Cleveland first baseman, went 2 for 3. 2 runs, 2 homers, 2 ribs. Funkhauser for Detroit, their pitcher, went 1 2/3. Didn't give up a hit or an earned run, got a strikeout, no walks. Final in 10 innings, the Seattle Mariners ripped the Toronto Blue Jays. 9-7, 9-13-1 for the Mariners, 7-12-3 for the Blue Jays. Graveman gets the win for the Mariners. He's 2-0. Murphy picks up the loss for the Blue Jays. He's 0-1. And Steckenrider gets his second save for the Mariners. Moore, Seattle second baseman, went 3 for 5, 2 runs, a homer, and 3 RBIs. Kay, the Toronto pitcher, pitched 4 full, gave up a hit, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Padres over the Reds, 7-5, 7-7-0 for the Pods, 5-5-0 for the Reds. Musgrove love. That's right, Musgrove gets the win. He's 5-6. Gutierrez gets the loss. He's 3 for 3. And Hill found his thrill. He got the save for the Padres. Grisham, the San Diego center fielder, went 2 for 3, 2 runs, 2 homers, and 5 ribs. Hill, the San Diego pitcher, went 1 full, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, no strikeouts, and no balls, otherwise known as no walkies. The Atlanta Braves massacred the New York Mets, or were they even playing the Mets? 20-2 was the final score, 20-0 for the Braves, 2-4-1 for the Mets. Fried was fried enough in the massacre. I mean, fried. Wasn't that fried, but boy, was he hot. He got the win. He's 5-4. Peterson got the loss. He's 2-6 and totally embarrassed. Fried pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, got 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Albides, or Albies. Second baseman for Atlanta with 5 for 6, 4 runs, 2 homers, and 7 ribs. So there you go. Happy freaking landing. Okay, there you have that. Let's take you now to, no, the NBA had a night off. I keep forgetting that. Let's go to the NHL, where people can laugh and sing. And wow, once again, the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, they have taken the Montreal Canadiens to school. Lightning whipping the Canadiens 3-1 to take a 2-0 lead in the Stanley Cup Finals. They will be playing July 3rd. Right. Okay, let's get you some. Hola. Go ahead. Okay, let's. Okay, thank you very much, Magic Person. Can we turn this down for a minute, please? Can we turn the voice down a little bit? I don't want to get a copyright strike. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Let's get you some headlines. And we go over to Major League Baseball. Let's go to Major League Baseball right now. Shohei Ohtani show moved to the mound Wednesday night in the Bronx. The LA Angels two-way star slugged 3 home runs in the first 2 games of his team series with the New York Yankees, giving him in the Major League Baseball best 28 long balls. Ohtani's performance as a pitcher at Yankee Stadium did not go nearly as well as his performance at the plate. The Yankees tagged Ohtani for 7 runs in the first inning Wednesday night, capitalizing on 4 walks and a hit batsman. Ohtani threw 41 pitches and only 20 strikes. He was pulled after facing 9 batters and recording 2 outs. And as they've done several times this season, the Angels forfeited the DH and let Ohtani hit for himself Wednesday. He batted leadoff and flew out to begin the game. It was not his first time he's had an at-bat before taking him out in a game this year, so it wasn't an unfamiliar routine. Ohtani exited the game, leaving the Angels with 9 pitching spots atop the lineup. Wednesday was Ohtani's 24th career Major League Baseball start. The 7 runs are a career high. It's the second time he failed to make it out of the first inning, joining his first start back from Tommy John surgery last year, when he allowed 5 runs and didn't retire a batter. Wednesday's disaster outing raised Ohtani's season ERA from 2.58 to 3.60. Control problems have hampered Ohtani earlier this season. He walked 19 batters his first 4 starts and 18 and 2/3 innings. Then he settled down and walked only 12 batters in his next 7 starts and 40 and 2/3 innings. Wednesday's outing is a step back and a red flag, though it may be a little early to sound the alarms. One start does not constitute a trend, but, well, things start to happen. And the good news, Ohtani touched 99 miles per hour with his fastball and sat 95 miles per hour on Wednesday, so he appeared healthy. He just couldn't locate at all. And there's a heat wave in New York, and television cameras showed him standing in front of the dugout air conditioner before going out to the mound, so perhaps he was very much uncomfortable in the heat. Okay, and updating our lead story from the Tour de France about the spectator who caused the crash holding a sign. Well, she didn't go too far away. The fan who started an enormous crash during the first stage of the Tour de France was arrested in the Brittany region of France on Wednesday, according to Associated Press. The fan, whose identity has still not been released to the public, stuck out a sign that read Allez au pain homme, which is French and German for go grandpa and grandma, during the race, and a rider crashed into the cardboard, causing mayhem. The crash occurred in the opening stage of the Tour de France as riders were trekking from Brest to Landerneau, and the fan that caused the crash appeared to not be looking at the course. The fan's sign hit veteran cyclist Tony Martin, who first fell, causing others to fall as well. Joshua Sutherland of Germany had to forfeit following the crash. Following the crash, the fan fled the scene. Shortly thereafter, the Tour launched legal proceedings against the fan. The incident was investigated by local authorities, and that investigation included questioning other fans who were at the event and witnessed what happened. Authorities found the fan based on what they referred to as solid accounts from those who were questioned, the Associated Press reported. Very good. Very nice. Okay, let's keep going here. In college basketball, the rankings have come in, and wow. It's been reasonable for a while to assume all projected first-round picks will enter and remain in the NBA draft. In fact, not a single projected first-round pick this year has announced he's returning to school. Will that change with the new NIL rules? Perhaps. But in recent years, any coach planning to have a projected first-round pick back on campus is a man who was poorly planning. It's the other guys who have real decisions to make, and at the top of the sport, it's often shaped by those decisions. Take Baylor last season, for instance. The Bears had multiple borderline prospects enter the 2020 NBA draft before ultimately withdrawing and returning to school. The result was the first nationwide title in school history, and all of this is why Tuesday was not a great day for Ohio State. That's right. The Buckeyes lost Dwayne Washington, their leading scorer, to the NBA draft, even though their leading scorer might not be selected in said draft. So that's 16.4 points per game and a 37.4% three-point shooter. Vámonos! Out the door. It's a blow, and the byproduct of that development is that Ohio State has dropped to number 18 of the preseason top 25, and number 1, Unga Zaga. I can't stop this feeling. That's right, Gonzaga, baby. The Zags have won at least 31 games in 5 consecutive seasons, played in 2 of the past 4 national title games, and finished first or second at Ken Palm in 4 of the past 5 years. And it's possible the best is yet to come, considering the roster Mark Few has in place. The West Coast Conference Power should bring back Andrew Nembhard and Drew Timme, the latter of whom is likely preseason National Player of the Year. They'll be joined by top-ranked prospect in the class of 2021, Chet Holmgren, and 2 other consensus top 30 freshmen, Hunter Salles, Nolan Hickman, meaning this should be the most talented roster in program history. So, who are the preseason top 25, you may ask? Well, let's start the countdown. Number 26, Virginia Tech. Number 25, USC. Number 24, Virginia. Number 23, St. Bonaventure. Number 22, Michigan State Spartans. 21, Connecticut. 20, Auburn. 19, North Carolina. 18, Ohio State. 17, Tennessee. Florida State at 16, Oregon at 15, Kentucky 14, Texas 13, Maryland 12, Houston 11. Now for the top 10 preseason. Here we go. 10th, Purdue. 9th, Arkansas. 8th, Baylor. 7th, Duke. 6th, Michigan. 5th, Alabama. That will please Mandy Summers. 4th, Villanova. 3rd, Kansas. 2nd, UCLA. And number 1, with a bullet, Gonzaga. Hey, glory. Glory, hallelujah. All right, let's get to it. Let's boogie boo and hullabaloo. Yeah, baby. Hullabaloo, 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 hullabaloo. Hoodoo, hoodoo, hoodoo. Yes, baby. We're doing the hoodoo like you do. All right, we will take a short little pause because we got to tell you what's coming up on Nick Ricada's show. By the way, apologies for not airing properly on Tuesday. Tonight, Allison Mack, Ronnie O'Neill III, Cosby, Chauvin, evictions. Oh my God, how much stuff are they going to stick in on one night? Nick Ricada, Ricada Law, Lost Bling Interweb will have it all for you tonight, midnight Eastern Time on the Ricada Law channel here on YouTube. We hope you will watch. But of course, watch after this show, please. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to it. Yep, let's get back to it. We've done our little table dance. Hey, gotta tell you something. The Nationals' Trey Turner, he hit for a cycle. It was his birthday. What a great present. The now 28-year-old celebrated his birthday Wednesday by hitting for the cycle against the Tampa Bay Rays. He singled against Drew Rasmussen in the first, doubled against Ryan Sheriff in the third, homered against Michael Wacha in the fourth, and completed the cycle with triple against Wacha in the sixth. Good for him. That is a birthday present to be proud of. All right. Let's get to one of the major stories, and it has to do with the NC2A. That's right. The NCAA Division I Board of Governors late tonight approved an interim policy that allows college athletes to monetize their names, images, and likenesses for the first time. This bridge waiver comes just one day before the NIL floodgates will be opened in 12 states on July 1st. Now, the waiver is intended to cover athletes nationwide and lasts until either federal legislation is passed or a more permanent NIL rule can be created by the NCAA. It sets minimal regulations for a new world of college sports, one in which athletes will be able to make a little bit of bread from endorsements, sponsorships, and social media, among other avenues. The approval by the board comes 2 days after a formal recommendation from the Division I Council. NC2A President Mark Emmert said in a statement, quote, "This is an important day for college athletes since they all are now able to take advantage of name, image, and likeness." See, that's what that there NIL stands for. Opportunities with the variety of state laws adopted across the country. We will continue to work with Congress to develop a solution that will provide clarity on a national level. The current environment, both legal and legislative, prevents us from providing a more permanent solution and the level of detail student athletes deserve. End quote. Now, the goal of the interim policy is to get the athletes in states without the NIL laws on the books the ability to take advantage of sponsorship opportunities without violating the NC2A rules. Notably, the NC2A remains steadfast that the waiver leaves in place the commitment to avoid pay-for-play and improper inducements tied to choosing to attend a particular school, as it wrote in a Monday press release. Now, in accordance with the new policy, the NC2A issued the following guidance to college athletes, recruits, their families, and member schools. Individuals can engage in NIL activities that are consistent with the laws of the state where a school is located. Colleges and universities are responsible for determining whether those activities are consistent with state law. College athletes who attend a school in a state without an NIL law can engage in this type of activity without violating NC2A rules related to name, image, likeness. Individuals can use a professional services provider for name, image and likeness activities. Student athletes should report name. Thank you. Where are they? Name, image, and likeness activities consistent with state law or school and conference requirements to their school. This is going to be a fun season, I guarantee you. It is going to be wild. Trust me. Okay, and have we got more? I think we. I think actually we have. We've done scope the headlines. Let's see if there are any media bites we can give you. Sports media bites. And we got some. We got some for you. I'm going to tell you all about it. So here we go. As per a report from Andrew Marchand of the New York Post, Maria Taylor may not be at ESPN much longer. Taylor has filed a lot of... Let's try that again. As per a report from Marchand of the New York Post, Maria Taylor may not be at ESPN much longer. Taylor has filled a lot of roles at ESPN since coming to the network in 2014, including her current status as NBA Countdown host for the NBA Finals and sideline reporter for top college football games and the College Football Championship. But Marchand writes that Taylor may soon be moving on, with her contract expiring as of July 20th before even the end of a potential 7-game NBA Finals, with ESPN offering her, quote, near $5 million, end quote, with their current offer to her reportedly between $2 and $3 million. Here's more from the piece. At one point in negotiation with NBA Finals host and college football national championship sideline reporter Maria Taylor, ESPN offered her a raise from her current salary of nearly $1 million per year to almost $5 million. Taylor turned it down. Sources say she was hoping to be in the Stephen A. Smith money or neighborhood, which is near $8 million annually. But since the initial near $5 million offer was made during last year's pandemic, the world at ESPN has changed even further, with Disney closely watching the network's pocketbook. Actually, it should be Disney and Hearst Television, because ESPN is 80% owned by Disney, 20% owned by Hearst. So with Disney and Hearst closely watching network's pocketbook, the majority of big earners at ESPN are being asked to A, take pay cuts, or B, leave. But in Taylor, ESPN sees someone who wants to keep. Boy, do they need to keep her. The near $5 million offer was made when ESPN was beginning its reduction of salaries across the board. Today, ESPN wants to keep Taylor, but the initial offer is not on the table, according to sources. What she's being offered right now is not known, but it's believed to be in the $2 to $3 million range. It's worth noting that a piece is headlined Maria Taylor, ESPN facing possible divorce over Stephen A. Smith money. The headline framing of it, if Taylor would get pay comparable to Stephen A. Smith, is very favorable to ESPN management. Management has a whole lot of current interest in promoting narratives that might make Taylor look greedy to the public, and the idea that she's asking for nearly $8 million would certainly fit into that and cause her base to turn against her. Meanwhile, the only actual line in the piece about Stephen A. Smith money is, sources say, she was hoping to be in the Stephen A. Smith money neighborhood. That's not even proof that Taylor asked for that much, just that it might have been her hope at one point. Hope is not fact. And it's very convenient to leave out of the headline that ESPN determined at one point last year, during the COVID pandemic and across-the-board salary reductions even, that they're willing to offer Taylor nearly $5 million, only now to cut that apparent offer in half. Now, it should also be mentioned that the bottom line money discussions around particular network talents tend to miss a whole lot. There are other factors involved, from the amount of work and what kind of work these talents are being asked to do, to what work opportunities they can pursue elsewhere, to what endorsement opportunities they can pursue. Bottom line, of X a year does not tell the whole story. Does this lead to Taylor leaving ESPN for, say, Fox Sports? That's to be determined. Marshawn is correct to note that there are likely limited other suitors, and that's just part of the sports media landscape these days, with ESPN, the main network, doing much beyond live sporting events. He does mention that NBC and Amazon could be landing spots, but it is unknown if there are any advanced talks. Maybe Taylor stays, maybe she goes. Maybe she goes to Fox. But a notable part of this is that Disney, which has seen major stock gains over the last year, including from the takeoff of their streaming services. So take all the during pandemic lines with a grain of salt, is apparently now only offering Taylor half what they offered her last year. Maybe that offer's better in some ways, or maybe it's not. Maybe they can get her to agree to it, maybe they can't. One thing is for certain, Maria's good. Can ESPN offer to give her a Ferrari full of money, or are they just looking for, say, a smart car full of money? Fiorito. Okay, and Nick Offerman will play the Rockford Peaches manager in Amazon's upcoming A League of Their Own series. Very nice, very nice. Boston Sports Radio legend Glenn Orway has announced his retirement from daily hosting on WEEI. And the match will start with a range battles Bleacher Report show. We'll have MBK Alliance ambassadors contributing to the telecast. That's nice. Apple Studio and Magic Johnson are developing a dramatic series all about the Negro Leagues. That's nice. Let's see. Adam Stosky, former president of E! and Esquire Network, has joined Religion of Sports as president. And this year, ESPN will only stream the women's hot dog eating contest before airing the men's contest on ESPN. Shocking. We're going to talk about it. One of the big discussions in sports recently has been about the poor scheduling slots and treatment women's sports have often received. That's now sparking some talking with an ESPN-aired event that many don't consider a sport. The traditional Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, which has been held on Coney Island on July 4th since the 70s, will have their 18th. Will have their contest on ESPN. It'll mark the network's 18th consecutive year of broadcasting. However, the women's contest, there have been some female competitors in the early years, but the women's division was separated out in 2011. It'll only air on ESPN3, or as they say, the ESPN app. That fits what was done in 2019, but last year saw both the women's and men's event air on ESPN. That is no longer the case this year, as per their release, to which I speak of. Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest will air live Sunday, July 4th at noon Eastern on ESPN. The one-hour telecast marks the 18th consecutive year ESPN has televised the event. Coverage for the Women's Championship kicks off at 11:30 on ESPN3, followed by the Men's Championship at noon on ESPN. Nathan's Famous will conduct the 2022 4th of July International Hot Dog Eating Contest at Maimonides Park on Coney Island, Sunday, July 4th. George Shea, Major League Eating Chairman, will host the stage show for the historic contest, which has been held in Coney Island for decades. For a second year in a row, ESPN's Mike Golick Jr. will do play-by-play of the eating competition. The show will include an in-depth analysis by Major League Eating's Richard Shea, George's brother, With reporting by ESPN's Jason Fitz, seven-time women's champion Mika Sudo will join Golick and Shea in the booth for women's competition. Coverage will feature Joy Chestnut competing for a record 14th title in 15 years. The men's contest. In addition, live event on ESPN. An ESPN3 camera will be focused on Joey Chestnut as he attempts to break his world record of 75 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Now, it's unclear why ESPN made the decision to return to streaming-only coverage of the women's event after airing both last year. Doesn't seem to really be about scheduling. While ESPN does have a Formula One race until 11 a.m. Eastern, their 11 the new coverage is a Sports Center. It's not like Saturday morning Sports Center, such a crucial slot that a full hour is required to cover sports. It seemingly would have been easy for ESPN to follow the 2020 practice of showing both the men and women's events. Instead, they bumped the women to the ESPN streaming. And while this isn't the biggest sport in the world, it's interesting that ESPN is making this call to make the women's event streaming only and not even available on their over-the-top streaming device, ESPN+. That at least has the advantage of being accessible to people without cable, whereas the ESPN3 is just you need a cable subscription to watch things there, but we can't be bothered to put it on an easily accessible cable channel. After a year where they decide to feature alongside the men's events. Swine? So get ready for that, boys and girls. Get ready for that. All right. This time, boys and ghouls. Cats, kittens, frogs, and hogs, and other pollywogs. It's time for a little international football competition. That's right. We got your scores, and we're going to air them right now. Let's go to it. Very much quiet moment in soccer. In Brazil, it was Atlético Paranaense over Fluminense 4-1. Fortaleza over Chapecoense 3-2. América Mineiro over Bahia 4-3. Palmeiras over Internacional 2-1. And Santos and Sport tied at 0. In Norway, Molde over Strømsgodset 3-0. Haugesund and Rosenborg tied at 0. Sandefjord and Bodø/Glimt. Sandefjord beat them 1-0. Tromsø and Kristiansand tied at 0. Viking and Stabæk tied at 3. Brann and Lillestrøm tied at 1. Oh, joy, oh, rapture. It's now time to kick it with the scores from minor league baseball. Shall we begin? Yes, we shall. Everything looks like a final. Let's wrap it. Indianapolis over in AAA. Indianapolis over Iowa 2-1. Jacksonville over Memphis 6-4. Gwinnett over Durham 2-1. Buffalo over Lehigh Valley 10-9. Charlotte over Norfolk 7-4. Toledo over Columbus 5-2. St. Paul over Omaha 7-4. Louisville over Nashville 2-1. Memphis over Jayville, or as we like to call Jacksonville 6-3. Memphis over Jacksonville. Worcester and Scranton Wilkes-Barre after 3. Worcester leads 2-0. Game to be completed on July 1st. And Rochester and Syracuse were postponed due to rain. Their makeup will also be July the 1st. Let's go to AA. Beep, beep. For modern coverage. Bottom of the 5th inning, it's Northwest Arkansas over Springfield. 5-0. Final scores, Northwest Arkansas over Springfield in the first game, 5-4. Binghamton over Richmond, 6-2. Akron over Bowie, 2-0. Tennessee over Rocket City, 7-2. Erie over Reading, 3-2. Pensacola over Biloxi, 4-3. Montgomery over Mississippi, 6-3. And in 5 innings, Chattanooga over Birmingham, 4-1. Arkansas over Tulsa, 7-0. Corpus Christi over San Antonio, 4-0. Midland over Frisco, 9-8. Wichita over Amarillo, 8-1. And game that was suspended in the bottom of the second to be completed on July 1st. Altoona and Hartford tied at 2. Somerset and Harrisburg, Portland, New Hampshire, all postponed due to rain. July 1st is going to be epic. Okay, let's go to High A. Top of the 8th, Tri-City over Spokane, 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, it's Everett over Vancouver, 2-1. Bowling Green beat Greensboro, 3-2. Eugene over Hillsboro, 6-3. Aberdeen over Brooklyn, 2-1 in the second. But in the first of the double dip, it was Brooklyn over Aberdeen, 7-6. There you go. Okay, let's keep going. Hickory over Asheville, 5-3. Rome walloped Bloomington, 13-3. Hudson Valley in 10 innings beat Jersey Shore 8-7. Greenville over Winston-Salem, 5-4. Lansing over Dayton, 8-3. Great Lakes over Fort Wayne, 8-1. Quad Cities over Cedar Rapids, 9-4. West Michigan over Peoria, 9-4. Beloit over Wisconsin in 10, 8-7. South Bend and Lake County postponed due to that mythical thing we like to call rain. And it's no myth, it's a mystery. All right, let's get to the low A. Top of the 9th inning, Stockton over San Jose, 4-2. Final in 8 innings, St. Lucie over Clearwater, 13-4. Palm Beach over Dunedin, 5-3. That went about 7 innings. In the first game, it was Palm Beach over Dunedin, 7-6. Fayetteville over Carolina, 9-3. In the second game, in the first game, Fayetteville over Carolina, 12-9. Delmarva over Lynchburg, 8-6. Charleston over Canopolis, 8-5. Daytona over Lakeland, 5-zip. Down east over Myrtle Beach, 2-1. Salem over Fredericksburg, 9-7. Augusta over Columbia, 1-0. Modesto over Visalia, 5-3. Lake Elsinore over the Inland Empire, 4-0. Fresno over Rancho Cucamonga, 7-zip. Delmarva over Lynchburg, 3-0. Bradenton, Fort Myers, Jupiter, and Tampa postponed due to inclement weather. Only Bradenton and Fort Myers will be made up on July the 2nd. And that gives us, believe it or not, 3 minutes to kibble here. So we're going to kibble and bits and bits and bits and bits. That's right. It's time for us to do one more round of literal sports action for you tonight. We're going to make it. Looks like we'll make it. Yes. Okay, we're going to make it. We're going to get at you all around the wide world of everything here. Let's get going. And here we go. Japanese baseball. Yokohama Bay Stars over the Chunichi Dragons, 9-4. Imaraga got the win for the Bay Stars. He's 2-2. Fukutani got the loss for the Dragons. He's 4-7. The Hiroshima Carp beat the Omori Giants 1-0. Curry got the win for Hiroshima. He's 6-5. Yamaguchi got the loss for the Giants. He's 1-1. Fukuoka Hawks over the Seibu Lions 9-1. Higashima Hama for Fukuoka got the win. He's 2-0. Hirari got the loss for Seibu. He's 3-3. The Akut Swallows and Hanshin Tigers, they ended up in a 2-2 tie. Orc Buffaloes beat up on the Chibalati Marines 5-0. Tajimi got the win for the Buffaloes. He's 5-4. Suzuki got the loss for the Marines. He's 1-4. Nippon Ham Fighters over the Rakuten Golden Eagles 3-0. Tateno got the win for Nippon. He's 1-0. Tanaka got the loss for Rakuten. He's 3-5. And let's go to South Korea with theirs. LG Twins and the KT Wiz Swang were postponed. SSG Landers and Samsung Lions, they ended up in a 3-3 tie. Kia Tigers and the NC Dinos were also postponed. The Kowloon Heroes defeated the Lottie Giants 6-5. KT Wiz Swang and the LG Twins in their second game The Swan defeated the Twins 4-3. SG Landers and then Samsung Lions. Landers beat the Lions 8-4. And Doosan Bears over the Hanwha Eagles 8-6. All right. Wimbledon continues. I promise you, of course, we will get you all the results of Wimbledon, at least the results that we know and we can give you. But that is going to wrap it up for us. 45 minutes to do a show was well done. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I am Steve the Baxman Baxley. We will talk to you tomorrow night at 11:35. Thank you, everybody, for watching. So long. I'm Steve Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. And for everyone who's been a part of this little show, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. Good night, everybody. Be good. Bye. Good night. Be well. Sleep tight, America. Good night. See you tomorrow.